Hey everybody, I got another construction project. Today I'm going to make a manger for our goats that are out on pasture. Now this is a manger, this is a feed bin for the goats, and basically it's a wooden box and you put the hay in here and it comes down and it stays right here and the goats pull it and eat it. There's a little tray. Now this one's attached to a wall. Today I'm going to make a freestanding one. Now here's the problem without having a manger. If you just put the hay on the ground, they're not going to eat it and it's going to get all wet and stomped on and pooped on. So I'm going to build a freestanding one right here and it'll help take up some of the slack. First measurement we want to make is how high do we want this thing? Because I'm going to access it from out here. I'm going to lift the lid and put the hay in here. So I'm thinking the bottom of this, let's make the bottom of it about 50 inches off the ground. Now the next measurement we want is the shortest goat. So we got to measure how high their mouth is off the ground. So just roughly, let's go with about 24 inches off the ground. That'll be the platform where they actually get food in their mouth. One more measurement, the width of the head, and I'm going to show you why later. Smallest goat. Give me your smallest goat. Okay, so I think if we did about 4 to 5 inches, we'd be good. So here's a rough drawing of what I'm going to make. This is going to be the side view with a slanted roof. This will be the outside, and you can lift this up to load the hay in. This is a front view, kind of a perspective view, where the goats are going to feed out of this area, and I've got all my measurements that I just took. So let's get building. So the wood I'm using is T111. That's texture 111. It's really, really hard and durable and great for outdoors. Now for the base, I'm going to use 4x4 pressure treated wood, and all of my square cuts on all of the 2x4s and 4x4s are going to be made with a miter saw. Just cutting some 2x4s. All treated lumber. Alright, to make the base, the platform, I'm using decking screws. I like decking screws because you don't have to pre-drill, and they usually don't split wood unless it's really fine. So these are going to be the legs of the platform, and I'm making some cross braces. So I'll start with one side. And then attach it to the other. Alright, now that I got 2 of these made, I'm going to stand them up on their sides and do another cross brace, connecting them like this. Now the base is done, so this is going to go down this way. Then these pieces are going to attach up here, and I'll have a little box-like structure, and all of the rest, the manger will be up higher. I'm going to use some hog wire so that the little pieces of hay, and if it does get water in here, that it doesn't get trapped on the solid board. So I'm basically making like a ventilated baseboard, and the best thing to use are these wire snips. And then I'm just going to staple it down. It'll all come together as I add the walls. Built this little frame. It's going to go on there, and then I can screw down into it, and then the walls of the manger can screw into here, and I can come up from underneath and reinforce this against that wood frame. Now if you're like me and you're working alone a lot, you need an extra hand. So I measured up 20 inches. You remember we wanted 24 for the goat's little head. So basically came up about 20 inches, and I'm going to have the back panel is going to be right here. And so let's go ahead and prop that up, and then I'll screw it into these with sheetrock screws. Alright, let's see how this goes together. So this is our back piece, and it just rests on those little cleats. And now I've got some nice surface to screw into. So now I've put the cleats here, and this is the side. And now I'm going to bring this up, snug right up against the other one. And now I've got places to screw it in. Remember, I measured the width of the goat's head. Now I'm installing these. These are angled 2x2s. You're basically going to get installed like this, and the spacing is no more than the width of their head so that they can't get stuck. So basically the hay is going to be up behind there, like behind bars, and the goats can come up and pull the hay out, and some of it will fall. And trust me, you really want this on your manger to keep them from just making a mess out of everything. And I'm just going to keep going across. Since I took a little break, I went ahead and I painted this. So I just painted the outside. And then the other thing that I did was I made this little frame, which is going to support the roof. Now to make this frame, it's all out of 2x2s. And I like to use these piano hinges. They're really inexpensive. So basically it just kind of opens like this. And then the other thing I wanted you to see is because these walls don't have any supports, basically I put in these little pieces of 2x2 screwed in from the outside, and that just keeps the four corners from kind of wedging apart. And so the last thing that I got to do on this project is put another little cross piece here and then put the roof on. For the roofing material, I'm using this plastic corrugated panel called Tough Tex. The reason I'm using this instead of tin is because this isn't going to hurt the goats. Tin can be really sharp when you cut it, and so I'm using this plastic, and in my experience, it really does last a long time, even out in the full sun. To cut it, I'm just using tin snips. Now to install that panel onto this wooden frame, you have to use special fasteners. This actually is manufactured by the same company. It's got a little washer so that the rain can't penetrate and basically spoil the hay. So simply put this up here and screw it in. So of course I extended this so that the rain won't fall on the hay. And also you'll notice that my seams aren't that good, especially down here. And you know, that happens during carpentry. So look at what I did. I just got some of this corner molding, basically for a drip edge on a house. And I cut it, and now I'm just gonna nail that on there. It'll cover it right up, make it rainproof. And I'm just using small nails for this. Here we have the finished goat manger, and you'll also notice that I carved a little crescent-shaped moon. That's so that I can see if it's full of hay or not. And then it's easy access from this side, so we can just lift it up. And this lid actually just stays up like that when you're filling it. And then from the other side, it looks like this. Put some here just to get them started, but you see now they can pull this through without wasting a whole bunch. There we go. Yeah. Look at all that good hay.